Welcome to Knit One.
Part 2, episode 115.
115, wow.
I know. That's a lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37. I had to think about it.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie. And if you are a first-time viewer, thank you for checking out our show. And for those of you who have watched before, thank you for coming back. We have one announcement. We have an ongoing knit-along.
Right. That's right. I forgot completely. What are we doing?
Lace. And by lace, we mean anything that has a lace pattern in it. It does
anything with a yarn over and knit two together type of deal.
Yeah, any kind of a pattern like this. It does not have to be in lace weight.
No.
It can be in any weight of yarn. It can be any item as long as it has a lace section in it.
Yeah, I did one in chunky.
If you've been afraid to try lace before now, this would be a good time.
It doesn't have to be all lace either.
No, it could just have a lace panel in it or a lace trim.
Somebody did a sweater that has lace coming up the side here.
Yep, or lace trim.
Yep.
As always, you can use projects that are entered in another competition. We don't mind. Oh, that is really pretty.
Autumn Flutter Shawlette. That is pretty.
Oh, I like that.
Notable needle, of course.
And you can enter your picture of your project in as long as it was finished during the contest period, which is from June 1st until July 31st.
Somebody posted a bookmark, which is really cute, but she goes, I realize it's pathetic, but it's really quick lace project. Nothing is pathetic.
No, you can put whatever you want in. Just remember, if you enter multiple projects in this competition, which you are allowed to do, enter separate pictures so you get a separate entry for every single project. Don't put them all in one photo because you're just cheating yourself.
Exactly.
So,
and if you are still working on possibly a dishcloth from the last knit along, if you make it lace, it counts.
Put some lace in it and you can throw it in.
We're really easy about it.
Yeah. I will link in the show notes to the new contest thread, and there are more detailed rules there, but really our rules are basically just finish it during the time period. It has to have lace in it, and you need to be a member of the group. Those are the main rules.
We're not strict.
No, we aren't. And I mentioned this last week, but if you get the spamming auto message from Ravelry, ignore it, continue posting. We don't care. You don't need our permission to post. Somebody told me that if you slightly vary the wording of your post, you will not get the spam message. So if you're posting to 2 or more groups for a competition, you might want to just vary your post words by a little bit so that you don't get the message. But if you do, you can just ignore it. It's mostly just a reminder to you to make sure you're not spamming.
Right, not overposting.
It doesn't really, it has no effect. It doesn't stop you. It's pretty non-offensive.
Sorry, I'm just counting.
I know. You went out of the screen for a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your head was partially out of the screen. So anyway, it's my week to go first. So if you want to just count.
I did. Sorry.
So on the needles, I'm trying to get through this end of this row, but I am doing the Crooked Walking Shawl by Ann Hansen, and I'm knitting it in Nightingale fibers, the Martha base, in the Gray Skies colorway. This is a sport weight yarn, and it is baby alpaca and silk blend, and it's super soft. And I did get a pretty significant amount of work done on the border.
Oh, yeah, you have.
On the body of the shawl. I have to do, this is a full chart pretty much, and then I have to do another chart about...
Oh, yeah, you can see that.
That big. and then there's an edging chart. So I am more than halfway done with the body of it.
Oh, good.
It's getting pretty big. It'll be pretty long when it has when it's blocked out. I like working with this yarn. I haven't been making as many mistakes on the pattern. I'm more used to it now, I guess, or maybe I'm less tired. I don't know. Maybe
combination of the two.
I still make a periodic mistake, and if I can't fix it, I just either knit 2 together or I make another stitch. I'm always moving forward on this project. I'm so over it now. I'm knitting it on my signature needles, which are US 3. Is that right? US 3 3.25 millimeter needles. Does that sound right?
I have no
Doesn't
idea.
sound right to me.
Right now,
Yeah, it
all I'm
says-
hearing is the rain.
US 3 3.25 millimeters. It is raining here. We are in the flood warning right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully now that I have actual drainage in my street, there will not be flooding, but you never know.
I don't think the ground floods in my area if the ground is saturated. The ground
Right.
isn't saturated.
No, I mean, I think they just say that for people that live near ponds
Yeah.
and rivers and stuff because it's going to rain
To 2
really
inches.
heavily in a short period
Right.
of time. So it's hard for the
We're getting tropical storm
Andrea, yeah. The first tropical storm of the year. I might add.
Is it early?
No.
No?
No, because I said that to my mom, and she said it can start in April. April. Yeah. April to October. My mom
okay,
is in the
because,
audience.
When Zachary was born in 2003, Hurricane Isabella came through.
Yeah.
And the only reason I remember that is because we knew some people there who had a cardiac baby that they named it after the storm.
Oh.
And that was in September. So that was hurricane or storm number 9.
Yeah.
And I know we've gotten to the point where we've gone down to ours and stuff in that time frame.
Oh yeah,
So it must have been a
they've had
storm.
seasons where they've had to go start over again.
Have they?
It's November, April to November. My mom's saying now.
Oh wow.
It's basically the whole year is
Yeah.
hurricane season, pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm just chattering on about this because I'm very close to finishing this row, so I can hold this up and you can see what it looks like. So,
Go on, I can just.
No, I'll. What else can I say about this project?
Are you on your second skein?
I am on the second skein. I'm almost.
Oh
I've
wow.
got this much left of the second skein.
How many
I-
skeins do you have?
I have
2?
3 skeins.
Oh, 3? Oh, all right.
This skein will probably take me through the end of this chart, and then the last skein will be for the edging.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I might need part of that skein for the end of this chart because I still have about 20 rows of this chart to complete before I'm done. And I'm just going to do the edging stitches and then I will be ready to hold this up. So there we go. All right. So now I can hold it up. I don't want to push it off the end of the needle.
I was going to say, how much are we going to see? Because it's probably on.
I'm just going to hold it up so you can see. That's the shoulder shaping. Could you just pull it down there? That's so you can see more how that's looking up. This is the crooked walking path, and they alternate between garter stitch and stockinette stitch for each of the...
I can't see it on this. Oh, pretty.
See? It's pretty. It will have quite a bit of... it'll block out pretty big.
Yeah, it looks at. Hey.
I'm doing the medium size, so that's that. The other project I have on the needles, I moved it into a smaller bag because I did take it with me when I went on my road trip.
Oh, yeah?
I did not finish this square. Crocheting on this, I'm so close to being... Seriously, I have one more row left to do, and then I'll have it will be this edge. The rest of it's done.
And that's what square?
The 4th one, or the 5th one. Either the 4th or the 5th, I can't remember. I'm only going to do 6.
So either you have 1 left or 2 left.
Yeah, I'm very close to being done. I just have not worked on it a lot. I haven't worked on a lot of knitting. I've been really busy. My mother's in town, and
End of school year
end of
stuff.
school year stuff, and my daughter has her recital coming up, and we've had rehearsals, and my son had a karate thing, and it's just been really busy. I'm hoping I'll have more time after the end of the school year to do all the things.
And when do your kids get out?
The 20th.
Oh, all right. Mine do too.
So I'm knitting this out of Patton's Wool Ease, which is a wool and acrylic blend. And it is called the Vortex blanket. It's crocheted. It's by Lisa Gentry. And one of the off-kilter squares looks like this. And the other ones have the bullseye starting in the center. And it's going to be really gorgeous when it's put together. Hopefully, my goal is to have this completed and the ends woven in by next week. I'm setting myself a goal, a real goal, and to have at least started on the next square. I think that should be an easily obtainable goal. And I'm keeping that in my Knitting's My Bag, medium project bag, my Know Me bag. Because I have it in my big sweater bag, but I didn't want to lug that with me. The other one I'm keeping in my rabbit bag. I love my rabbit bag.
And that's also Knitting's My Bag.
This is also Knitting's My Bag. Yeah, this is a Knitting's My Bag week.
It's a Knitting's My Bag. Knitting's My Bag podcast.
It is.
Because I have mine in my Knitting's.
That's the whole podcast is Knitting's My Bag. She makes a good bag. What can I say? She'll be putting some stuff up in her store this summer. She is sewing away up in Maine.
Oh, is she?
She is. I saw her this weekend, but I will talk more about that when we get to Gossip and Innuendo. So that's all I have actively on the needles.
Okay. In my Knitting's My Bag, which is the Flames medium-sized bag.
Flames.
I love flames. Matching today, I'm wearing all orange kind of sweater.
Oh, yeah.
With orange nails.
You are.
I have my sweater, which I'm still working on. It's Cottage Creations Wonderful Wallaby.
It's looking good.
Size 3 or 4. I am on a sleeve.
Yay!
Not much on a sleeve, but on a sleeve all the same.
Show the body.
I will.
Okay, just checking.
No, I'm not going to show it. So on the body of the sweater, I have separated for the sleeves when you have to... when you're ready to connect it. So this is my body up to about the armpits.
Hold it up a little.
Oh, I can't see. I can't
That
see.
looks so good. Turn it to the back.
It's a little big, but...
Oh, but he'll grow into it.
Oh, absolutely, he will. So I really like it. I just threw in a couple of stripes here. It's a nice little pocket.
I love that yarn is so soft.
And I was doing this at work, and I wove in all my ends.
Good
already.
for you.
Because I had a lot of ends with the colors. I was just getting annoyed with all the ends sticking out.
I like people who weave in their ends.
So.
I have to show those socks.
Oh, what, you have more socks without
My
ends woven
mom
in?
gave me some socks. That's kind of the deal with socks for my mom.
You get them knit from her?
If
I have to go down, sorry.
If I get them at my house, I have to weave the ends in. I'm not complaining.
I was going to say, I'll take that deal.
I'll take it. I'm not complaining.
I'm wearing woolies right now, believe it or not.
I believe it. It is 50 degrees outside today.
Well, I wear them when I go to work because they're actually more comfortable in my Danskos than regular cotton socks.
I found out that cotton is not that great a sock to have because of friction.
Yeah.
And
Well,
also
think about
it keeps the moisture next to your feet instead of wicking it away.
Wool wicks it away. So I'm wearing my, which ones am I wearing? Oh, what are these called?
Danskos?
No, not the Danskos, my socks. This is,
I'm like...
What are these? It's the one I did the shawl.
Yeah, what is it called? It's the dye.
I can't believe I can't even think about it.
I knew it until you said you didn't know it, and then it went out of my head. It's the gradient that she loves, that she did the clapety out of.
I'm wearing these stripy socks that I did from either end of the skein.
Right.
Where's my clap? Wasn't that?
I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, gradient clap.
Gypsy Girl Creations.
There it is. Gypsy Girl Creations. I'm wearing. That's which ones I'm wearing today.
Thank God.
I know. I can't believe I couldn't remember that.
Me either. Gypsy Girl Creations. We usually see it for sale at Rhinebeck at the
In the fold.
In the fold
booth. And this past year, they had no room for it on Saturday, and I went back on Sunday to grab it.
And then they had it. Yeah.
And I grabbed
a lot. A few skeins.
A couple of skeins. I still have yet to... I was supposed to go through my stash. I didn't do that yet.
You didn't do that, yeah.
No. But, so unfortunately, that's all I have on the needles, but I am on a sleeve.
I know, you're very close to being done.
Not really. I'd say 50% done. I don't know how far I have to knit this sleeve. I'll tell you in a minute. I have to knit, let's see... Begin stockinette and evenly around to 50 stitch. I have to start increasing it. But I do the alternating increase. I have to do it for 12 inches.
Oh, that won't take long.
No, because that's how much basically this is.
Yeah, that won't take it, and it's a much shorter.
I'll probably do it 13 inches because I did the sweater 13 inches. I like to have them long.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You can always cuff them up. That's the thing.
Yeah. So I'll do 13 inches. I'm glad I reread this because I probably would have just kept knitting along, forgetting about the fact that I had to increase. So, which round did I just knit? Oh, where's my... So I'm done. I'm sorry.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
me have anything else? Never.
No. That was it for...
On the dance
card. Rate your date. Neither one of us is rating a date. But hopefully next week something will be done. If it's not this, hopefully I'll have something that I can show that's like in a finished state.
In a perfect world, I'd like to have a sleeve done, but
I hope you will.
Well, it's a short amount of stitches, and it's mindless. Once
I know.
The increases
You can just crank on it.
I know. We'll
and
see.
It's cool enough so that knitting isn't a nightmare this weekend.
But knitting isn't my priority right now either.
I know.
I am working overnight tonight, so maybe I'll knit that. I knit when I worked Wednesday overnight. I went into work. I was just so tired. But I'm not working Saturday night or Sunday morning at either job.
Oh, that's so good. You can have a normal night's sleep and you can sleep in. Allegedly.
Yeah, right. No. No, as a matter of fact.
Like you ever get to sleep in.
I never get to sleep in. No, it's not even that. It's when I have my husband. So we are planning on going away, side note, and I called my husband to see what the dates were.
Yeah.
Because I had to request it from work. He's like, I don't know. So, okay, so I gave it one extra day. So we're going away July 10th to the 14th. We're heading to Canada, hopefully. So I put the request in. Hopefully I won't have a problem getting it. I can't see why I shouldn't, but I'm also going with my in-laws. So at this point I'm like, I'm a 50-50. Do I want to go?
Because that would be a perfect excuse why you couldn't go. You'd be like, well, I wanted to
it.
go, but they won't let me.
But
if only I had a job.
Anyways, so then my husband last night the other night said, we have to book our hotel. I said, yeah, have your sister do it.
Yeah. I think that would be the best idea.
And I told him, I said, after last year, nope, I'm not touching it with the 10-foot pole.
No, you can do it or your sister can do it.
I said, not touching it with the 10-foot pole. So, but yeah, I have the weekend off.
Cool.
So yeah,
I'm glad.
I am
sounds
too.
like fun.
I don't know what we're going to have planned. His mom's coming in on Sunday.
That's so soon.
She doesn't leave until August.
I'm so glad I'm not you.
She's not a problem. I don't have a
no,
problem
you have a
with
very
her.
different in-law situation.
Yeah, I just can't communicate with her, and I feel bad because she tries. She really does try.
And she can't communicate with her because her mother does not speak English really well.
My mother-in-law.
Sorry, mother.
My mother spoke perfect English. My mother-in-law doesn't speak English very well, so it makes it difficult for me and my children to communicate with her.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to having her here. We do a lot of fun stuff.
It's just that it's a long visit.
It is.
And that's hard when you have anybody visiting to have...
But she's not staying in my house.
No, but you have to sort of like...
But you know what? My husband really misses his mom, so I'm really glad
no, there's
about
no...
this.
I'm just saying that's what makes it like a stressful situation is, you know, you can't communicate very well with her, and she's going to be here for a long time, and so you're going to have to do a lot of
But now I have
things.
a really valid excuse for not going.
I know.
I have work. I work on weekends because of the type of job it is. Nothing against my mother-in-law and sister-in-law.
No,
nothing against them. Well, maybe my sister-in-law, but that's beside.
I hope she never sees this.
She'll never see it. No, there's nothing wrong with them themselves. It's just, you know, when you're with your in-laws, it gets tiring.
It does. I feel the same way. It's hard to spend time with people. I mean, you love your husband, but that doesn't necessarily mean that translates to
loving his family.
Everyone in his extended family. I mean, they're kind of your family by force, not by choice. Your husband's your family by choice. So it's difficult. And
he always yells at me. He's like, you know, you should try and talk to my mother. And I said, I do. I do try and talk to her as much as I can. He goes, I talk to your family. I said, big difference, buddy. You can actually speak the language.
Yeah. Well, tell him you would love to. When is he going to pay for you to go take classes in her language?
Oh, you can. He's tried. But we it's more sign language than anything. But, she has her set ways, and I have my set ways, and
well, that's the other thing.
sometimes those ways don't meet.
There's a cultural
Oh,
clash
big
about
cultural clash.
how things are done around the house, so that's difficult too. And
Well, there's a cultural clash, and then there's they grew up in Vietnam,
yeah,
and it was dusty, and I can't relate to that.
no,
So she saves things. Things are in plastic bags, and it is what it is.
yeah, it's like with any situation. For those of you out there that have an excellent relationship with your in-laws, you're really, really lucky to be close with them and to have a great relationship, because it's not that easy. Because, like I said, they're your family by force, not by choice. You don't get to pick your in-laws. You can pick your spouse, but not your in-laws. And you might be raised really differently. And things that you can forgive in your husband might be harder to forgive in, somebody.
Well, and your husband may not have the same personality traits as your in-laws do.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I keep thinking about this. My husband and my brothers can sit and chill if I'm not there.
Right.
Very rarely am I with my sister-in-law when he's not there.
Well, I feel I love most of my extended family on my husband's side. I mean, I get along well. I get along with his parents too. It's just they're very different than they are just very different than I was raised, and I feel like a fish out of water around them. His brothers and sisters are easier for me to get along with, and a part of that is that we're the same age.
Right.
And obviously everybody knows I love my brother-in-law and sister-in-law that live right around the corner because we do stuff with them all the time. That's the third thing. We do not see them very often. So it's hard to build a really close relationship with people that you only talk to on the internet or see like once every couple of years. So, and it's stressful for anyone to spend an extended period of time with people they don't know well. And that have, in your situation where there's a communication issue. So I wish you luck.
Yeah, and my sister-in-law kind of burned our bridge with me and her many years ago.
Yeah.
In comments that she made. And I try and cross that bridge, but it's very difficult. Makes me defensive.
Family situations are hard.
And again, it comes to the cultural thing where they feel that they can butt in.
Yeah, and that's just not how you were raised.
No, it wasn't how I was raised.
No, so it's just, I totally hear you.
Whirlwind romance?
No. N-O.
Don't look at me.
I toyed with getting my spinning. I actually toyed with getting my spinning wheel out on Friday, or on Sunday on VKN, and I would have, but I'll talk about that in Crushes and Heartbreaks, why that didn't happen. So future dates. I have the same future dates that I've had going forward. I have the seashell shawl. I have the rubber duck booties, and I want to do the hero sweater. So I'm not even going to bother to show you those again, because if you want to see them, they're linked in the show notes. I keep talking about them. I'm not any closer to actually doing them. So... yeah.
Yeah, mine's the same too. I want to finish the sweater and I think the baby blanket. I haven't even picked out yarn for the baby blanket.
Yeah.
So we'll see on that. I'm not committed to anything. I do have something for her when.
Right.
So.
So you're good with.
I'm good if I don't do that, because
it's more like it's an idea.
I need to find something that really is going to inspire me to knit.
Right. You do. Something that you're looking forward to knitting.
Mm.
That'll help you. Crushes and Heartbreaks. It's my turn to go first. This is my week to go first. My biggest crush and heartbreak is what happened this weekend. So only a couple people were in VKN with me. We did not have a very long VKN. Yeah. I was on VKN with my friend Melanie and Jess Lou. Of Stitched by Jess Lou. They were the only people who had at that point come in. And all of a sudden my computer said, there has been a change in the network. You have lost your connection. And I was like, that's really weird. But then I noticed that the air conditioning had gone off, and Sunday was one of those days where it had been like in the 90s all day. Do you remember this whole
Oh,
weekend?
yeah.
Like, we had 3 days in the 90s, and Sunday was
Monday
one
or
of them.
Tuesday couldn't come fast enough for the cool weather.
I know, it was horrible, but the weekend was so sweaty. So I went into the other room to see why the power had gone out to my router, and my kids got out of their bedroom and said the power just went off in our room. And I was like, we must have blown a fuse, because in the side of the house that I was sitting in, there was electricity. The lights were on. I mean, my computer was still plugged in and everything, So I went down in the basement to mess with the box, the fuse box, and none of the fuses had blown. Like, how the switches move. But I was like, well, they must have blown. So I went ahead and I clicked all of the fuses on and off. And every time the kids were upstairs going, nope, that's not it. They were yelling down to me. So I came back up and I looked at the actual plug. And if you took my house, like this is my house front view, exactly one half of my house was out, and the other half of my house had electricity, with a few exceptions. The refrigerator and the stove were off, and they're on this side of the house. And it was from basement all the way up to the second floor. Exactly one half of my house was out. And I thought, oh my God, this has got to be some kind of a major wiring failure in the walls. It was really frightening. So I looked outside, and I can see street lights in front of my house are on. And my neighbors, nobody's out completely. I see lights on in people's windows. So I'm like, this has to do with us. And my husband had just left to go to be out with his friends. And I called him and I said, you got to come back. We lost power to half the house. I've tried everything. I can't get it to come back on. So he drove back home. And meanwhile, it's getting really hot in my house because both of the air conditioning units were in plugs that were on the side of the house that's out. And my kids are both up now, and it was like 9 o'clock or 9:15 or something when this happened. So my husband comes home, and the first thing he does is go down to the fuse box and flick all the things. And I was like, I already did that. Like, I may not be very good with home improvement and stuff, but I know how to check if a fuse has blown. So he said, well, let's just flip the master switch and see if that does it. So we turned off all the electricity of the house, turn it back on, nothing happens. And I said, oh my God, something has chewed through the wires in the wall. We need to call an electrician and have them come out. Because maybe there's a short or a fire or something that needs to have immediate attention. And it's like 9:15 p.m. on a Sunday. So we called an emergency electrician service. And the guy said, I can come out, but I want you to go to your neighbors' houses on both sides, and I want you to ask them if they're having the same problem. And Jim said, I don't think you understand. Only half of our power is out. And he goes, I think it's a transformer situation. And Jim said, how could that be? Well, in case you didn't know, if you live in the United States and you have 220 power, that means you have 3 lines going into your home. You have 2 110 lines that together make 220. And you have a ground line that makes sure that you don't get electrocuted. And so most of your house probably runs off a 110, like most of your plugs. But when they need 210 for things like your dryer and your oven and your refrigerator, they put the 2 electricity contacts together, and that is the wire that goes there. So you're getting, those plugs have both wires. So I had never heard of this. I mean, it makes sense. It seems kind of stupid that they wouldn't just have 220 to your whole house, but I don't know why. In the U.S., apparently, they don't do it that way. But so Jim's like, oh. So he went out to the neighbor's house, and she's like, yeah, we only have power in our upstairs. And then when he came back out, everybody on the street was like coming together going, do you have a power failure? Because everyone thought that they'd had some kind of a major electrical failure in their home that was going to cost tens of thousands of dollars in rewiring. So that made us feel better. And as we were standing there comparing stories of how we reacted when we had a partial power loss, the power company actually showed up on the street. And they futzed around for a minute, and then they sent a guy down to us. There were like I don't know, 8, 10 people standing in my street at this point. And they said, yeah, the transformer to one of your 110 lines blew. He said, that's why half your house is out and all of your 220 is out because the things can't run on 110. He said, the problem is most of the time when you lose power to your whole house, it's a line issue that takes down something that takes down both lines, like a big transformer. But for this issue, a transformer blew under the street. So they had to wait for the underground crew to come.
Oh.
So we did get our power restored to us by 2:30 in the morning. And after we had calmed down from, like, come off the ledge of thinking that we were going to be spending all of our income on getting the house rewired, we were smart enough to go and get a long extension cord to plug the air conditioning units into the side of the house that was working. So, it ended up not being a catastrophe. So it was a crush and a heartbreak. I have never in my life heard of that.
I have. Only because, sorry, I'm in the middle, of working at the answering service.
Oh, yeah. Never in my life. Nobody on my street had heard of it. I know one person that follows me on Instagram said it happens to her house all the time. But everybody else was like, that is freaky. I've never heard of that. So, if you ever lose power to half your house, check with your neighbors before you panic, because it could just be that you had one of your 110 lines go out.
Right.
That's assuming you live in the U.S. I've been told by my friend from Scotland that they just have a 220 line that goes right into their house. Like, they don't mess with this half and half or whatever it is. They were like, our power is superior to yours, but we really enjoy the fact that you have screens.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have screens in Scotland, apparently. And my other crush was my meetup this weekend with friends at the festival, and I'll talk about that in Gossip and Innuendo. But I went to the Maine Fiber Frolic, and we had a really nice time.
Oh, good.
So how about you?
I lost 2 pounds.
Yay!
I know, I'm really excited. It's total 5 in 3 weeks.
I am really proud of you.
So
I lost weight. I finally have lost 10 pounds since I got my Flex bracelet. Just from walking and monitoring my calories. 10 pounds.
That's good.
I know. We're doing a good job.
We are. And someone read my horoscope today. I don't know in what paper. And it said something about past failures. Just ignore them or something like that. So it was positive. So, yeah, I lost some weight. Weight Watchers, considering I didn't think I was going to because of the heat. I thought I was retaining water.
But I think we had enough time in between the horrible heat. Well, when did you weigh in?
I weigh in on Tuesdays.
Oh, so you didn't have a lot of time. Because I weigh in on Thursdays, so I knew I would have time to get rid of it.
The thing about this, and it's like I'm really starting to wrap my head around this a little bit differently, is so I have so many points that I can eat. It's Weight Watchers. Mm-hmm. So many points that I can eat, and I've been having issues not making those points because I've been eating a lot of free foods, which is fruits and vegetables.
Right.
Which is great. I really love the fact that those are considered free foods nowadays. Before they weren't. They were considered 1 point or whatever.
So if you feel really ravenous, you can fill up on free foods and...
To a certain extent, you do still need a few carbs to get
right. But I mean, in those times when you want a snack, there's something that you can
right.
eat.
Carrots. I make sure that I have something or something very low point like a cottage cheese or a cheese stick because the protein's always good.
Right.
So I've been doing that, and she's like, you need to start, eating your points. Well, yesterday I had, just to give you an example of my meal. Now I worked overnight yesterday. Or whatever. So at about 2 or 3 in the morning, I had a Special K bar.
I love those.
Yep. They have this one with pretzels and chocolate.
I love that one.
I like that one because it's a salty. Makes
salty
you feel
and
like,
sweet.
yeah. I had a yogurt and I had an orange. So that I had that during my work.
Yeah.
My husband gives me a hard time about eating that late. I'm like, but Kim, I am up.
I know.
When I get home, I don't eat and I go to bed.
Yeah.
So I am now sleeping. I think it's a concept he can't get. So I went home, went to bed. When I woke up, I was hungry, and a quick meal for me is an English muffin with peanut butter. Mm-hmm. Because, again, you're getting your protein. And I don't think I ate anything else. I had plenty to drink. So come dinner time, I had enough for a little personal pizza that we make, like a boboli. You know those bobolis?
Yeah, I know.
So I made a pizza with cheese, sauce, peppers, and then I made a huge salad with dressing. And I still had 10 points left. So I had an ice cream sandwich.
Oh, good for you.
4 points. And that wasn't even a low-fat one. It was just plain old ice cream sandwich, and I still had points left. I'm I'm stuffed. I just couldn't force any more points in my body.
Well, I've told you, when I consciously calculate my calories and I stay within, I think I can, depending on how much I've walked from the Fitbit, I can eat between 15 and 1,700 calories. So, and I follow that. But because I'm eating things that are more calorie conscious and filling, and I do that, I have a hard time eating into my calorie range because it's just I don't know why. I can eat all the crap in the world when I'm not counting calories, but when I'm actually eating healthy foods that fill you up and that that are calorie conscious, it's hard to eat. I feel full all the time. Which is a good thing. That's how you lose
because
weight.
You're more conscious of what you're putting in your mouth.
Right.
For me, typically, I might have had 2 personal pan pizzas and skipped the vegetables. This time I made sure that I didn't skip the vegetables.
Right.
So,
yeah.
That filled me up. And plus drinking. Been drinking like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, water.
Oh, yeah.
Water was necessary this week.
I found that I've liked the Crystal Light iced tea with lemon.
Oh.
I used to like the fruit punch, but I could only have so much of it because it's got to be the dye.
Yeah.
Every now and again, if I drank too much of it, my kidneys would hurt. Yeah, I know. But it tastes good. But now I like the iced tea, and that doesn't give me any problems.
Good.
I know. It's the red dye. It's got to be.
Maybe, yeah.
But I also drink plain old water, too.
Yeah, I'm drinking water right now. I do drink 1 or 2 iced teas a day if I do it, but I have cut caffeine out because of the bracelet feedback. After, say, 5 p.m., I don't drink caffeine anymore. I've also noticed, because of feedback from the bracelet and because of weighing myself, that even if I drink a very small, the mini can of Coke Zero, the sodium in it makes me retain water.
Mm.
So I stay away from that at least within a couple of days before weighing in on my weight day, just so that I don't have that water weight to account for.
Well, for me, what we've been doing a lot is we've been drinking seltzer water. And it's got flavor. It's got the bubbles that I crave. But it has no sodium, no calories, no artificial sweeteners.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we like it a lot. My favorite is black cherry.
Yeah, I like seltzer water. But, I actually, our house water, like our water for our house, even though it's city water, is really tasty.
Oh, I drink water, but I'm just saying when you're craving the bubbles, because I
don't really crave the bubbles.
I crave the bubbles, and that's what I go for. I go for the seltzer water, either lemon or black cherry.
But yeah, I have my little things. I like those for a sweet treat. I like those Special K bars with the chocolate and the pretzels. But I also really like the Kashi bar. It's mocha almond, and it's nutty with the almonds, and it has some little chocolate chippy things in there, and it's just a little bit sweet, but it's filled with nuts, so it keeps your stomach full for a while. Those are really good. And also the chocolate chip rice cakes from Quaker Oats. I love those. Those are like a little
somebody
treat to
told me what is good to do. It was a Weight Watchers thing. Is the mini rice things, salsa, and then the Laughing Cow wedge. I guess if you mix the Laughing Cow wedge and the salsa together.
Oh, you can make like a queso.
Yeah, and it's with whatever the serving of the rice cake. It's only like 2 points.
Well, that's great.
Makes you feel like you're having
nachos,
or chips and dip.
I actually, I eat the miniature, the bite-sized Tostitos. They're like this big. You can eat 24 of them in a serving, and I eat it with just regular salsa because salsa is like
nothing.
Like you can get a cup of salsa is like 60 calories, like a huge amount of salsa, and you don't even need that much. And that makes me feel like I had my little
Well,
salty treat.
when I went shopping the other day, I got stuff to make salsa, so I got to make salsa today. I told my son to remind me.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't have any corn chips with it, which is good because I don't need the corn chips, but I do have plain rice cakes. But the bigger ones, I'm like, that's all right. I'll just break them.
Yeah, break them into pieces.
Break them into pieces, and the salsa's good on just about anything, anyway.
Yeah, I put salsa instead of salad dressing. I use salsa, and that's pretty tasty.
Yeah, that's the one thing I give myself is my salad dressing because
I'm not a big fan of salad dressing.
I have my brown sugar garlic vinaigrette that I make. It's really yummy. It just makes my salad just a little bit more, and I don't drown it.
Right.
Don't drown your salad. I don't drown my salad. I just have enough.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of it. So of dressing up. But I love greens and salsa and some chicken cubed up and a little bit.
Well, that's the thing. It's for me. If I have sliced grilled chicken on my salad, it just for some reason that dressing just tastes so much better. I don't know. It's the only dressing I really ever use.
But
it does have olive oil in it.
But you do find ways if you're really looking. Like one of the little treats that I indulge myself in is I'll go to McDonald's and get a soft serve ice cream cone. It's 150 calories. It fits into my schedule as a snack or a treat.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I calculate,
and it's only 52 cents with tax.
With my my count, that's something I'm willing to sacrifice my points with is that salad dressing.
Right.
Other people aren't.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think, but you got to find what works with you.
Right.
And that's
if it makes me eat more salad, then that's
right. No, that's a really good way to do it. And one of my little treats is if I want a cold sweet treat, I'll get the little cone from McDonald's, and I feel like I'm totally cheating. But I'm not. It's 150 calories.
Weight Watchers has this frozen strawberry yogurt smoothie or strawberry smoothie yogurt. Oh my gosh, that is so good. You guys ever have the it's a strawberry shortcake ice cream pop? You get them off of you can get them off of the ice cream truck, or you can now buy. I think they're by Hoodie. Or whatever. But it's got the red and white crunchies on the outside, and then the strawberry stuff in the middle. This is just the strawberry stuff in the middle. It tastes so good. It's 2 points. It's so delicious and worth. Yeah, I guess it kind of tastes like a strawberry yogurt, but it's really good.
It feels like you're getting your treat. I know that Laughing Cow is another good place to get ice cream treats from that are low in calorie. And for me, I just once a day I like to have a sweet treat.
Have you heard of Vitamuffin?
No, what's that?
I don't know. I heard about it at my Weight Watchers meeting, and it's supposed to be like healthy, organic stuff for you, and they're really low in calories. So I got to try them. I guess they have some good Vitamuffin tops, just the tops of the muffins.
Oh yeah, let me know how it works out. But
I guess that's all.
I guess that's all. The short way to say it is, if you have a certain trigger food or food that you're likely to cheat on, you can if you look around carefully, there's a lot of good stuff that you can substitute that with. So you feel like you're getting that treat, but you're not destroying your
Well, and also it comes down to the fact that I've also had Oreo cookies, but I've put those in my meal plan. I've had 2.
Yeah, you have your serving. That's the other thing. A serving
if you
size
have a
of
serving
most thing is not bad.
No, I think it's like 4 points. For 2 cookies. It's not a lot, and again, but if you're craving something, like my mindset is different this time. My mindset is everything is doable within reason.
Yeah.
I had pizza last night. I had hamburgers on Monday night with cheese.
There was a man who actually proved that he could lose weight while only eating Hostess products like Twinkies because he wanted to prove that it doesn't matter what you eat as long as you count your calories. Now, was he healthy after that? No.
So what was he eating? His 1,500, 2,000 calories?
He would, yeah, isn't that gross? But he did it for like a month to show that calorie restriction is the main factor in losing weight. Now, that doesn't say how your general health
cholesterol was.
Yeah, I'm sure that was not healthy.
No.
But, so, it's okay if you eat something that would not be considered a diet food in moderation. And once you figure that out, it somehow makes it easier to deal with everything else.
Right. Like, I know it's not permanent. I mean, it's a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle change.
But I know that if I really need it, if I calculate it.
Right.
You know, because I also know that the McDonald's premium wrap, the ranch, is 11 points for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems expensive, but if I'm in a rush,
yeah,
that's not bad. And then if I'm still hungry, I go home, have an apple, banana, or whatever else that's not anything. You know, fill up that void. But at least, you know, I have some options when I'm taking the kids here, there, and everywhere.
Right. McDonald's actually now has a lot of good options.
Much better than they did when that guy did Super Size Me. You ever watch that?
Yeah. So, for those of you who are on a dieting journey or starting one, you know, go online and research restaurants that you like to go to, and I bet you'll be surprised at some of the options that you have.
Yes.
My husband and I eat out regularly, and I have options at every place that I go because
nowadays a lot of places give you
they'll put it right in the menu. I love that.
Like, what's the one, the 99s? The steak?
Oh, mushroom blue top sirloin.
And it gives you broccoli,
you get steamed broccoli, grilled tomatoes, and a piece of sirloin with blue cheese and mushrooms
not too much
on
grizzle
top.
in it.
I know. The last time we ate there with my mom, she was like, "I think my steak is a little tough," and I was like, "Oh, suck it up." But then she showed us. It was a bad cut of meat.
It was a bad cut of meat.
And the manager actually comped her meal for it because it was
a bad cut of meat.
It was a bad cut of meat.
But it's a good meal. I mean,
I feel completely full, and that meal is actually only 490 calories. And they're under 550 menu. I think that's the one that's.
Yeah, I think it is.
And I had to laugh because my other favorite meal at the 99 is the Southwest grilled Cobb salad, and that is actually 300 calories more than the sirloin.
Wow.
And I feel so much more satisfied if I eat the steak.
Well, because the protein will fill you more.
It does. And so, but I have that meal there. I know that at McDonald's I can eat the grilled, the classic grilled chicken sandwich and a small fry. Usually, if I've taken care of my calories like I should all day, I usually have enough space for dinner for that. So it's an option for me when I go there. I know I can get that frozen treat as a treat during the day. So that's an option for me. And I try to find that everywhere that I like to go. So I don't feel like, oh, well, now I can't go to Dunkin' Donuts because I'm on this diet. Well, an old-fashioned donut, it can fit in if I'm watching. It can fit in. It doesn't blow it. And they have some new sandwiches there that you can work in.
Egg whites, yeah.
You can work in. And now I don't have to feel like, well, I'm deprived from that. I can go there. I can't eat everything on the menu, but I can go there.
I splurged on something at Weight Watchers. It's a book about this thick for all restaurants. And so it has first section of just general restaurant items, and then it goes specific by restaurants.
Yep.
So I looked at a bunch of them. McDonald's, a few things aren't on it because McDonald's changes their menus all the time.
But you can get that information updated online.
And that's how I did the McWrap. It was it's 400 and something calories, the ranch one. Grilled chicken.
You have to get grilled. Anything crispy is not going to work.
No. So grilled chicken is, so any of the newer items that they've come out with is not in this book. But it has Chili's, it has 99s, it has Dunkin' Donuts. Just to give you some options, I'm probably going to need that come July when I go away.
Yeah. And I just like having that control. So I don't feel... It's another way that changing your eating like this doesn't make you feel like you're being deprived or left out of something that normal people can have.
Right.
You can live like this. And also the other good thing to remember is that if you blow your budget one day, don't use that as an excuse to give up. Because sometimes you're like, well, that's it.
I splurged. So Tuesday I get weighed in. Tuesdays I splurge a little bit in the sense of I don't go out and blow it, but I may have a little extra than I would normally. Like I think I had 4 Oreo cookies instead of 2.
Yeah.
But So,
But
I
that's
feel
the
confident
mindset.
about it this time. My husband, it was funny, I told him I lost weight, and he's just looking at me, and I'm like, this is where you say, honey, congratulations, babe, I'm proud of you. And he's like, congratulations, babe. I'm like, you ass. But I learned from a coworker of mine, don't have high expectations. If you want him to say something, tell him what you want to say, and I've learned to do that, and I'm much happier for it.
So,
but my kids, it's funny because my kids are having chips, I'm not having them, or if I have a sandwich, I weigh out the amount of chips I want, one
and
serving,
put them in a
and I mark
container.
it. And I don't have my stuff here, and I just realized the book that I was talking about, I left at work. So my coworker was looking at it. I'll get it on Monday, but it just means that I'll have to be careful what I do this weekend.
Just check it on the internet if you have to.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about it. But
so, gossip and innuendo.
Baubles and blings.
Oh, baubles and bling. Oh, we're really far behind.
Yeah, we talked a lot. I'll go real quick, and I'm sure you too. We both got something
from For Kitties Have I, who is Melanie. Thank you, Melanie. I got this wonderful set of gift cards.
This is her cute little business card.
I love her business card.
I do too. And I got a little gift card to purchase scrubs. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
For those of you who have watched the show for a while, Melanie is the one who sent me Captain Picard. And she's also pretty awesome. I spent time with her at Spa in January. So I'm going to quickly show you my baubles and bling. As you know, I went to Maine Fiber Frolic, and I hung out there with Heather, known as Boutros Babe, from Highland Handmades, in her booth, and I picked up a couple things from her. This is called Ever in Her Spring.
It's pretty.
And I bought 2 bumps of that. It is a Polworth base, and it is her pitch pine top. I love it. It's very springy. I think it's gonna.
It is springy. I like it a lot.
It's gonna.
I'd like to see how
nice.
that knits up.
And then I bought one of her bats, and this one is called Surf and Turf. So it doesn't show
the green very well, but it's a really pretty green.
No, it's like a deep green and a pale green that goes into a blue that goes into a deep blue. And I guess the card fell out of it. It must be in the bag. I think I took it out when I was logging this into. Yes. It is merino wool. 100 grams, so about 4 ounces. Very pretty. It looks like it'll spin up great. So, and then when you buy stuff from her, she gives you a little bag which you can use to felt things in.
Oh.
So that came with her, with my purchase with her. So I bought that, and then I went in the booth of PortFiber, which is a store in Portland, Maine, and I got this. I think it's Polworth. Yes. 5 ounce, almost 5 ounces of Polworth in the colorway called Prickly Pear. This is just not going to do justice to how beautiful this is. It's all jewel tones. It is so gorgeous. This is really my colors. Yeah, and I have a funny story about this. This is their business card. I was with Lois from Knitting's My Bag, and she is the one who took this first. She picked it up first. And as soon as I saw it, there was only one. And I was like, are you going to buy that? And she's like, I don't know. I don't usually buy one thing. And I literally snatched it out of her hand. I said, okay, I'll take it. And I was joking. I probably would have stepped on her body to get it. It's just so pretty. So I'm really looking forward to spinning that. And the last thing that I got at the show is not fiber related. It is isn't that cute? It's a quilt hanger, and it has a sheep on it, but I'm not going to use it for a quilt hanger. You can see it has a bar that lifts off, and normally you'd put the tabs on your quilt on that. Hang this on the wall. I'm going to use this hung outside to dry my hand spun.
Oh, good.
Because I can put the loops of hand spun on here and then lock it down, and that way the birds can't get into them or the squirrels, and they won't blow away because they'll be on my little wool hanger. And I could even hang, Lois suggested we hang up some hand spun on the wall behind us as a decoration. So That would be a good idea, too. I cannot remember the name of the booth where I got this, sadly. But I'm sure if you look online for quilt hangers, you can probably find one. They had one with 2 sheep on it. And you can also buy these attachments to make them multi-layered.
Oh, all right.
But I only needed the one hanger. And it was reasonably priced. I think I paid $17 for this. And it's nice, what do you call this? Black metal? I can't think what it is.
Wrought iron.
Yes, it's nice. It is a nice little thing. And last but not least, Heather and my friend Lisa, who drove me to the festival, gave me some. I'm trying to find the ones that I used. They gave me some of their tape measures. I got 3 like this from Lisa. And Heather gave me the cutest one from Spud and Chloe.
Oh, that is cute.
So now I can get several more bags loaded up with the good kind of
tape measure.
Yes, these are all of my little. I need to buy 4 more of them. Then I think I'll have enough.
My goodness.
Now they're all open. Most of these were in other bags. I pulled them out so I could show you. But yeah, these are all my Jessalou Notions bags, and they're all loaded up with stitch markers and everything. So if I just get a few more, I think I'll be good to go. I'll have enough for everything because I tend to have many projects going at the same time. And it's nice to be able to pull that out. So yeah, Fiber Frolic was great. I hung out with Katie from Knitting on the Fly podcast, also known as Jet Girl 1313, and Boutros Babe, who's Heather from Highland Handmades, who's also on the Fiberista Files. Is her podcast called Fiberista Files? Yes. I can never remember. Hung out with her. Ran into a couple people that knew us from watching the show and said hello to them. And then Lois Knitting is My Bag was there, and I was actually there with my friends Lisa and Kathy. So Lisa drove, Kathy and I rode, went up in the morning, got there at about 10:30, spent a lot of time in Heather's booth hanging out with her and her husband and Katie and talking. And then it's a nice little festival. I would go there again. It's bigger than I thought it was. It's about on par with Mass Sheep and Wool.
Oh, all right.
So it's, they had some stuff there that I hadn't necessarily seen before. Lois got a really nice yarn bowl that was gorgeous. They had a little pottery place. And we left at about 1:30 to go get lunch, just me and Kathy, Lisa, and Lois. And then we were home by 5:30.
Oh, good.
So it was a lot of fun.
That's good.
I had a really good time. Everybody wished you were there.
I know. What did I do this weekend? I worked Saturday morning, came home, cleaned, did some laundry.
Well, you can't make it to every single event.
No, I can't.
People understand that. You have a job that you have to do.
And you know what? My husband, as much as I moan and groan, he's been doing a lot because he basically has the kids by himself on every weekend almost.
And it is what it is. So, and that's the last Fiber Festival that I am attending until August, when I might attend and I called it the Fiber Frolic, but that's wrong. That's what I just went to. It's I can't think of what it is. It's in Newburyport in August, and it's called the Fiber something, but not Fiber Frolic. So, I will be probably going to that unless that's the week that we go to California. I don't know when we're going to California yet. So, excuse me. So I think that's it.
That's it for me.
I don't think anything else is going on in Gossip and Innuendo. So,
on that note,
thanks
for watching us.
Have a great week.
Have a good week.
Knit with heart. Bye.